Welcome to Israel. Wondering how to get around? In this video, we'll cover the essentials of public transportation in Israel and in Hebrew. Israel may be small, but it's packed with things to see and experience, from the Sea of Galilee in the north to Masada in the south, with Jerusalem and Tel Aviv somewhat in the middle. And no, we don't travel by camel. So how do we get around? Public transportation in Israel includes buses, taxis, shared taxis, moniot, shirut, intercity trains, and light rail systems in Jerusalem and the Tel Aviv metropolitan area. While Tel Aviv's subway system is still under construction, it's an exciting project to look forward to. My name is Inbal from Hebrew by Inbal, and I get English speakers to thrive in Hebrew. If that sounds like a dream to you, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you'll get notified every time I post a new Hebrew lesson and video, and check out my conversational course and best-selling reading and writing series in the description. So let's talk public transportation in Israel. When traveling between cities or over long distances, buses and intercity trains are the way to go. For getting around within cities, you'll likely rely on buses, taxis, and shared taxis, moniot, shirut, or good old-fashioned walking. Israel is a very walkable place, and one of the things I love most about it is how much you can see on foot. So if your feet and the weather allow it, take advantage and explore by walking. Baregel, as we say in Hebrew for on foot. How will you get there? Baregel, on foot. Can I get there baregel? Can I get there on foot? If not, you can usually take the bus, autobus in Hebrew, using the English word for bus. A few years ago, Israel introduced the Rav-Kav card, a rechargeable card that replaced paying the bus driver directly. So if you plan to use buses in Israel, a Rav-Kav card will make your life much easier because it is now the only way to pay for the bus. It also allows you to switch between buses within a city for 90 minutes without extra charge, and you can reload it via the app. I just read that tourists can now purchase a tourist Rav-Kav at the airport. I put all the links for you in the description box for how to get it at the airport, the app for charging it, and the entire Rav-Kav website in English. If you're wondering, does Rav-Kav come from Rav, as in rabbi? The answer is no. Rav does mean rabbi in Hebrew, but it also means multiple, and Kav means line, as in a bus line. So Rav-Kav means multi-line. Bus lines in Israel are usually identified by numbers, and every bus stop displays a diagram of the line and stations. But since the diagrams and bus announcements are typically in Hebrew, you can use it to practice listening to Hebrew, but to make sure you're on the right bus and getting off at the correct stop, I recommend using Google Maps. Just input your location and destination, choose public transportation, and it will tell you which line to take in which direction and where to get off based on your real-time location. Google Maps is also fantastic for walking navigation. I've been traveling the world with it for years. Another popular app in Israel as an alternative to Google Maps is MoveIt, which helps plan public transportation routes. Here are some keywords to know when using the bus in Israel. The main bus companies are Eged, Dan, Kavim, and Metropolin. A bus station is Tachanat Autobus, and a train station is Tachanat Rakevet. A bus line is Kav Autobus, a ticket is Kartis, and in plural, Kartisim. And the beauty of my method is that inside my conversational course, Practically Speaking Hebrew, you learn all you need to construct any sentence, question, and answer. From where is the 81 line bus station? When is the bus coming? Is it far or near? And so on. So if you want to stand on your own in Hebrew, mastering all the elements you need to speak in Israel like a local, join me inside Practically Speaking Hebrew. The link is in the description. The Rav-Kav card can also be used on intercity trains, but unlike buses, you can easily buy a train ticket at kiosks in train stations. Israel Railways has a very good English website for route planning, so I put the link in the description box for you. If you need a taxi, in Hebrew, monit, and the word taxi as is in English is very commonly used by Israelis as well, you could try hailing one on the street, but the best way by far is through the Get app. It's in English, and you'll avoid getting overcharged, which can sometimes happen to tourists and to locals, or just waiting too long for one to stop. For security reasons and convenience, I highly recommend using the app. And you can even use it to get a taxi from the Ben Gurion airport as you arrive in Israel. Links to the app are in the description. Now, shared taxis, moniot, shirut, moniot is taxis in plural, shirut is service, are an interesting mix between buses and taxis. They're essentially minibuses with fixed routes, but unlike buses, they pick up and drop off passengers wherever needed along the way. You can flag them down like a taxi, and when you want to get off, simply ask the driver to stop. Using the bus, you would press the stop button, which spells in Hebrew atzor for stop or otzer for stopping. If a shared taxi passes by without stopping, it means it's full. Payment is made in cash after you sit down, so you'll probably find yourself passing money up to the driver via other passengers, then receiving your change passed back down the line, and doing the same every time a new passenger joins the ride. Want to avoid that as much as possible? Sit in the back. In a few moniot shirut in Tel Aviv, you can now pay with Rav-Kav as well. Jerusalem and the Tel Aviv metropolitan area also have light rail systems called Harakevet Hakala. Rakevet is train, Kala is light. While Tel Aviv is in the midst of long-term construction for a new metro system. In Hebrew, Rakevet Tachtit, meaning underground train. So don't be surprised by the roadworks. On Shabbat and Jewish holidays, buses and trains do not operate. From Friday afternoon until after sundown on Saturday, public transportation shuts down. In some cities, shared taxis, moniot shirut, and partial alternatives are available. You can also fly domestically within Israel with flights to and from Eilat and Haifa. A flight is tisa, in plural tisot, and an airport is sde teufa, translated to field of aviation. In the larger cities, you'll find electric scooters for rent called electric bikes, ofanaim chashmaliim, that's a long one. Ofanaim is bikes in plural, and chashmaliim is electric in plural, or korkinet chashmali in singular for electric scooter. Personally, I find them terrifying because too many Israelis ride them recklessly. So please be careful whether you're on foot or brave enough to ride one. Israel's infrastructure for bicycle, let alone electric scooters, isn't the best for lack of space, and things can get pretty chaotic. So promise me you'll be cautious even as a pedestrian in Tel Aviv and the big cities. Street signs and road signs in Israel are often in English, Hebrew, and Arabic, but not always, so be prepared for that as well. If you like this video, please show your appreciation by clicking the like button. Subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos and lessons in Hebrew, and please share this video with 3 other people who would love it just as much as you do. If you haven't checked out my playlist, I've organized them based on goals. So whether you want to focus on speaking, reading and writing, learning Hebrew with songs, you'll find a designated playlist for each one right here on my YouTube channel. Go to playlists, check them out, and let me know in the comment section your thoughts and feedback on this video. See you in the next video. נתראה בסרטון הבא.